Definitely not an accident when you watch this player. Obviously doesn't have the, the little escape.
We see their objective fights. We're going to take that toe-to-toe.
Yeah, definitely a fun one here. THANKYOU going to take to the Rift up against Rolster in our second semi-final. We'll see if they can break the pretty unbreakable Rolster. They do not let you in very often in the late game, as it's going to be a very exciting start to the series. But as a reminder, if you do have yourself an Amazon Prime account and you're liking yourself some Wild Rift, be sure to link your Prime Gaming and the Wild Rift account for free in-game loot. I am happy to report, TJ, I did finally do this after forgetting after every single day of the tournament.
What did you get?
I got a Singe skin. It kind of looks like Vayne. It's great.
Love it.
Can't wait for my ARAM game on Singe so I can finally use it.
But there are some SEA players that play Singe, so maybe we can get you those bots.
I'm ready.
Rolster, do start this game up in the top lane, and I want to put a lot of focus here on Rattel, because Rattel has been a breakout star for Rolster, and he's playing Gragas, which may on its surface not seem like an incredibly important character to this game, but as we saw actually during the last series when the character was in Llamas' hands, Gragas' CC chains are next to none. He's going to be the key interrupter of the frontline engage.
This is a very nice CC chain, speaking of here in the mid lane, but Chris only dips in briefly. Izak gonna back away.
Yeah, not enough damage during this early game to kill Izak. Chris isn't going to really have that until, I would say, 2-3 minutes in. But you can already see the early pressure. That's going to cost Izak gold. He's forced to spend barrier there. He's forced to back away from wave. And Doe needs to come in order to repair that. Now they're going to try and punish that map movement.
Another little roll into mid here. We do have S12K roaming up as well, but instead it's topside. It could be in a spot of bother. Doe is here near the crab, but Rattel is actually rebuffing Feibai without the help here. So now Chris has found, oh my goodness,
over
the angle over the top. He's looking for it. That's the first blood. That is disastrous early on for Rolster.
Exactly what you don't want when you're playing into THANKYOU. Z finding an early kill as Rolster take a little bit too long on their first scuttle crab. They drift up there, take their time. And Z's able to clean up a kill.
This is very ambitious here from S12K, just zoning Rattel away, but Rattel's going to respect it and back off.
Na'Vi hurts. People don't give Na'Vi enough respect during the early game.
Going back in to watch this one again.
There's a powered auto attacks.
Ooh, what a flash from Izak, but it didn't matter.
Yep, very well played by everyone here, but Izak was already half HP. And Z is just able to finish it off. They still don't have a ton of damage during this early game, but it's enough if they're already low.
And that's 700 gold up now for Z. Has the ulti at the ready. Got the ignite back after the early gank from Chris. This is a scary start on the Rolster side, and great news for THANKYOU fans, because the one constant has been when Z is doing well, THANKYOU can find an avenue to win.
And the only games Z hasn't done well has been the only games they've lost. Wow.
Oh, that is just filthy. Izak in so much trouble. There's the second kill.
Chris just lives here. He rolls immediately out of base with the snowball, comes all the way down mid lane, and it's perfectly timed. Izak thinks he has an opportunity to go in, doesn't understand why he's playing so frisky, and then finds out all too suddenly that he's got backup.
It's just the Nunu classic at this point. Nothing to do but roll into your lane with the big old snowball. And this is why they pick it right. Chris can just constantly re-aggress any lane, but really it's just mid lane.
Yeah, on a normal composition you would be talking about this Nunu's propensity to gank every lane, but for THANKYOU, it is the Z show. I actually want to bring up, I was talking to Grandin down on the stage floor, and he, as a talented, multilingual, very intelligent person, was eavesdropping on THANKYOU. And this is their game plan. Their coach was saying, focus in on Z, focus in on their mid lane, because that's our win condition, and my, does it reflect in the way they play the map.
Yeah, didn't have much other time to build plans when you upended your roster coming into the tournament, so kind of makes sense. Great hook there out of Salem. Luna gonna maybe re-engage it. Chris gets away. I thought we were gonna trade for a second there in objectives, but teams have decided that they don't want to give either of them away. It's the Rift Herald and the Infernal Drake, both of which are very powerful.
Yeah, Infernal Drake, the only Drake you will see teams fight for over a Rift Herald. Here's the thing though, Rolster have never seen a dragon in their life. They know what they are. They always go for the Herald, so we're gonna get a full fight here.
Ready with his first item picked up already, so this could be big here for THANKYOU if they can find the right angle. Chris on the approach, gonna zone out Rattel. Feibai looking for the pullback, doesn't find it. Now they're on the Herald.
Yeah, Lantern in is giving vision, but It looks like Rolster are making the call to sacrifice that, and I like it. You're playing through a Graves, you're playing through a late game. There's no damage here yet for Rolster, especially into a boosted Z, especially into Z with that much early game gold. Just hit the pause button, try and slow down this game.
I don't know if you want to be fighting here, Isaac, but he's going to go for it. Does get some damage back in. Moonfall pop, that's a big amount of burst. Z with the Ignite back down. They're dueling, and I'm not sure what's happened yet, but Isaac's dead. That's Z getting the solo kill.
By a sliver of HP. Here's the Rift Herald summon in mid.
Salem at it again. Great hook there into the box. Rift Herald charged down. Nami going to be A-OK. There's no follow-up here. Luna is busy trying to shoot down Shelly. So across the board, Thundertalk are going to win in every possible position.
And Z even manages to shove this entire wave underneath turret, which gives free reign for this Infernal to be taken.
Bye-bye. Oh, he's out. Nice cast there.
Explosive cask. An excellent denial tool. But yeah, Thundertalk win mid, take the turret plates, win the fight down bottom, and take the dragon.
Let's take a look again here now. Axe replay. This was a nice pick to kick it off.
Very cleanly done as Doe goes down without a chance to answer back. And here's the action. We missed out bottom. That was nasty.
He's so good. I mean, coming into the tournament, shout out to Smacks. He was like, you know what? You should watch out for the Z guy. It's got some of the best mechanics I've ever seen. And he wasn't wrong. I'll tell you that much. Just bye-bye. Getting a bit of his own there. Getting the solo kill there on Rattel, who's starting to fall to pieces on the Gragas top side. Thundertalk just across the board are smashing these lanes.
Oh, and the emotes are coming out. It's a Penguin who's just asking some questions, Phase 3. Z managing to get off to an early start and immediately reinvested. Isaac now so far behind on this Diana that was picked again as a safer, more passive lane pick. There's no way he can win these duels at this point. And Rolster, as ever, need to just slow down the game. Play at this point to the 15-minute mark.
Well, if there's one thing they're good at, it's definitely that. But with this early gold lead of about 3,000, especially getting that first Herald and getting the Infernal Drake, that might be tough going here for Rolster.
And the devastating part is Thundertalk do have a draft that spikes in the mid game. Right around the time the Ribbon starts to come online, you're also going to see that Muramana over in Azur's pocket complete, and all of a sudden that Varus is going to be doing likely the most damage he will all game. So Thundertalk, they're going to keep going for these.
Gang's all here. Chris with the Tokyo Drift around the side of the turret. Tidal wave not too bad. Azur now getting kicked around. It's Jin firing him, but he's just ignoring him. Luna's like, come on, man, I'll do some damage. And Faye's like, nah, dog. Just dive in Rattel and taking him out under the turret.
A water gun from extreme range. Luna doing absolutely nothing with his current call. And that is just devastating for Rolster.
He's like 1v2ing the mid lane, and I'm trying to watch the dive that's happening. As Salem, oh, he dodges it. That's a very nice little maneuver out of the snowball, but unfortunately, a bit of Space Jam there as Faye takes down Salem with the dunk.
Well, Pastry, I don't want to quite say this game is over because there is the chance Rolster make it last another 15 minutes. But short of that, there is no easy way back into this game for the green side.
Yeah, it feels like everywhere Rolster want to go, there's just absolute hostility whenever Thundertalk show up. I mean, we haven't seen Z for a few minutes because he's just been vibing in the side lanes.
Which is what he does in these games. Anytime he's able to get out of lane and just go back to being a top laner, pick up a couple waves of farm, he's going to do so. And that's one of the ways that Z somehow consistently always has the most gold in the late game. You can see him now 1,000 gold ahead of the next closest player at 8,400 compared to the next closest player, which is, of course, Azur's AD carry, only at 7,000.
All right, well, small win there as Doe does get the blue buff. It was not stolen away by Azur's piercing arrow, but Chris is clearing out wards. Rift Herald's been spawned. Oh, it's been spawned. I don't even know where they put the first one, to be honest. Probably in a tower that's already dead. As Thundertalk do have one of those taken out in the mid lane.
Yep. And the big focus here for Rolster is this Graves. Doe is the way to get back into the game.
Oh goodness, he's 1v3ing them. He dodged the first hook, he's going in, he finds the ulti, splashes in! A literal 1v3, Z almost got the kill! Saved by the Thresh, but not so lucky out of Isaac. And he actually got them both! Doe died as well!
He dives into a 1v3, and Z finds 2 kills!
What's happening? Chris is just solo ulting Rattel! This poor Gragas, absolute zero health, he loses most of it, and here's Faye charging on him with a yeet pelt. It's just chaos, and Rolster cannot keep up.
It's Thundertalk speeding up the game early, and Rolster, who rely on those late game fair 5v5 team fights, the honorable Korean way to play League of Legends, are not getting them.
Not very fair when enemy is up 9,000 gold and the enemy Riven is 5-0-0 with 2 items, 1v1ing you under your tower, basically actually did 1v3 you and kill 2 of you. It was a legitimate 1v3.
And Luna, I don't know whether or not this Jhin is at fault. I don't want to say that the pick is completely invaluable, but needs 2-3 items and just isn't doing anything with Ghostblade at this point. So the only damage threat that I believe in that could activate this game is Doe at 3rd item. He's completed Bloodthirster now, which is going to give him some drain tank potential, but he needs crit in order to really do damage in these team fights. So you're still at least 2-3 minutes away from Doe being a damage threat.
This was absolutely sick.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't want to watch it. Yeah, there's the Ignite that killed Doe, and he's actually just left out to dry.
Doe left the lantern, to be honest.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that would have been a good thing. Instead, it's Charge Blade now done for Z's 11,000 gold. That is clear of everyone. He is 2,000 gold ahead of the next Fed member on his own team, let alone the total advantage that THANKYOU currently have over Rolster. You said it a few minutes ago, it's not over, but boy does it feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, it is over except for Rolster's wave clear and ability to slow down games, which they are remarkably good at. I don't want to paint that as a likely opportunity.
This is quite a tall task.
Yeah.
Even for a team as good at stalling as Rolster, and I say that lovingly. They are very good at getting themselves to fair late games and winning 5v5s by out-executing. It's just as you said, it's not a fair fight.
You do see that crit being built now on Doe. That's kind of what they're waiting on in a dream world. Rolster gets to wait for Doe to complete what is probably Infinity Edge as his 3rd item before anything happens here.
Alrighty, Rattel lines it up on Fable. Here comes Doe. This is a good kill for him to try and get here, but gonna go in with a bounce, gets the upper hand, spin him back around, looking for the kill. Rattel gonna get flashed on the Q, is not enough. Does get the kill, it's close, but it's not close enough.
Turret taken in the opposite side of the map though. The Rift Herald summoned and it's going to collide with the inhibitor.
Yeah, this is going to be it. Zio just flashes in, gets to the tidal waves there. Great to enhance up the Riven. Doesn't get the kill, but takes the inhibitor tower. And now Salem going to try and run interference as Chris might be left for dead, but the Aftershock procs, he's pretty tanky. Rattel back down in here. It's a 4v5, but I don't think it matters. Chris, he flashed on in with the absolute zero. He's going for it, the absolute madland. As the rest of Thunderdog go through, but Z has been slain. Luna gets the key kill. It's Rolster out of nowhere, winning themselves the team fight.
THANKYOU overstretched. They play with 3 players into Rolster's base. It eventually becomes a 3v, 4v5 as THANKYOU are trying to press forward, trying to end the game then and there, and Z makes a bizarre call to dive into 4 players, thinking he can shut them all down. And Rolster are not going to let you get away with that. They are a darn good team. Ezek lands the CC. The composition works exactly as intended, with Ezek's CC joined by Rattel able to soak that aggression up and return it in kind. Doe, Luna starting to deal real damage here in the late game.
As you said, it's 3 items now for Doe. Look at Luna who got that kill on Z. 2.5 items now done as he's cruising towards item number 3. It's still a long shot. THANKYOU are very far ahead in this game still, but it is, as it often is with Rolster, there is a way.
There is a way, and Rolster are going to make darn sure that we see that through. Rolster get the Dream team fight there as well, front to back. That's the other thing to watch here as we enter the late game team fights that THANKYOU frankly should not have allowed Rolster to have. See if they can get in behind Rolster. Luna and Doe are both pretty vulnerable if Z can get in range of them, but they're pretty invulnerable if that full tank frontline we were just talking about with Ezek, Rattel, and Salem can just soak up all the damage and build space for them to play from.
Dragon up in 2 seconds. Ezek was busy in the side lane, but has to go and recall now.
And ward on it, that's what Ezek was able to do there, getting kind of sneaking down the sideline, putting a ward in there. It is just a Clown Drake. We'll see if Rolster feel they can contest. I don't think they should.
Yeah, I don't think they should either, and I think that's the decision they've also come to. I mean, still have many more towers to take. They can try. They're going to go over there. Z's going to run interference.
Yeah, I think this was the game plan for Rolster. They were saying, hey, if we see 2-3 people over on this Drake, we should force a fight elsewhere. And THANKYOU, unfortunately for them, are game to that. They send Z over
oh
to
my
run
goodness,
interference.
he's sending it. All right, he unsent it. That was good. Return that little bit of mail. Wrong address. Make sure it gets delivered to the right place, which is the team fight that THANKYOU are going to want to take here if they can bait them towards the Baron and find a good angle. Z split pushing top lane right now, though.
Yeah, Rolster, again, thanking every moment that they can farm gold, that they can slow down this game. And it's working out for them. THANKYOU, if they want to wrap this game up in the next couple of minutes, which they should, need to just force this Baron. Clear the wards around it, force it, have somebody running interference, be that Feibai, be that Z. The rest of the team just burning Baron. Unfortunately, they do have a relatively slow Baron take. Azure on the Varus doesn't exactly melt it. So there is a big vulnerability there, and I'm beginning to suspect that THANKYOU are worried about it, very aware of what Rolster's seeing.
You can see they don't want to give them an easy 5v5 by walking into a pit without the proper vision, without the proper setup, but they're gonna have to start it at some point, like you said.
So here we go. Baron started by THANKYOU. Feibai running the interference as predicted.
Z actually splitting on the other side, has taken out the lane that still has supers in it, I might remind you. Did take that tower a number of minutes ago before they delayed the game by throwing themselves at Rolster, but Z is soloing Doe! That just completely opens up the game. They gift over Baron. Luna going to be dead as well. Z just going for it all. He's got the GA. Now going to get himself revived, sitting in a 1v3. But he bought the space his team needs. He still kills Luna at the end of it. Are you kidding me? And now Feibai is killing Rattel. It's so close, but he doesn't grab it. He's in a 1v3, but the tidal wave is coming up, and THANKYOU, that's going to open up the game. We talked about the explosive solo laners.
Isaac.
And they get the kills they need, but Isaac's fighting back.
Isaac needs to step up to save the game there. He's the only player with damage left on the map. And in a 1v2, he does so, stalling out the aggression from THANKYOU. And with Z dead, Rolster able to last a moment longer. THANKYOU did get the Baron during that play, and they're going to push with it down the mid lane, down the bottom lane, and try and end this game.
I feel like this game should have been over twice now, and yet Rolster have still held on, despite losing their inhibitor, despite losing the Baron.
RFC done now for Luna. He had that for the last fight. He's building towards his next crit item, so he's going to start doing some very serious damage on this Jhin. We'll see if he can stay alive long enough in the back of the team fights. It is all about that. Doe, Luna need to be protected. Otherwise, Z will gain access to them, melt them, and this game will be over.
And we saw Z is unrelenting in his pressure, right? He waltzed through 3 people to get 2 kills. One on the jungler to skewer the Baron, and poor Luna just got massacred at the end, chopped up by a Hawker Salami. So it's rough out there. But if any team can protect against a Rampage agreement, it is going to be a team like Rolster.
Yeah, I will say it was a mistake from Doe to be vulnerable to it. Z was rotating up from the bottom lane. That was fairly predictable, and Doe was just caught in front of his turret. And that's a positioning problem. Doe, who's maybe not used to being the hard carry of this team, needs to get used to the fact that if he is not standing literally behind his tanks, he is leaving his team vulnerable. Here we go, for the game.
One more tower, the siege certainly could be it. THANKYOU looking to still crack through a few more. They got the supers on the way, but they're going to be a little bit late here. Z, can you walk up? He wants to. I don't think he can safely, so he's going to back away, but
Elder Ocean. The Elder Ocean is up in just 10 seconds. THANKYOU can't just break away from this siege and go for the Ocean. They're going to do exactly that.
So you're going to take the rep up on the way out. A touch greedy, but definitely fits the profile of the player we've been watching all Horizon Cup long. Oh, I love this. Leave your Riven up there to split and just be confident in
He's on
actually
a
the
ward,
Nunu solo.
He's on a ward though.
Not
Chris
anymore.
was spotted, so they know exactly what's going on here. Z split pushing in the meantime. Does take an inhibitor turret. Here's the play.
And Nunu can just solo start this, so now Chris turns it back around. They're going to collapse, actually looking for the 5v5. The Lantern's out. Z flashes in. That's the kill they're looking for, the stasis. I don't think that's going to be enough, and Doe just melts. The rest of the squad goes in as Rolster are trying to find the fight, but Feiba's got the dump. He's popping up for the resets. Luna's all the way in the back end of it. Z is dead. Chris is dead, but the rest of the squad live, and that is all THANKYOU need to take game 1.
Luna, 1v3, needs to do the impossible.
I think it is unfortunately going to be just that. Even if he can defend here, every single lane is infested with super minions. They're so far away from somebody respawning to help this poor Jhin. 20 seconds on Salem, and now they're just going to go in there, apprehend bubble, see you later, lights out. Game 1 belongs to THANKYOU.
Slow and steady, THANKYOU grind out the win. They find an early acceleration for their carries in the mid lane, and they never look back.
Yeah, if anything,
A, B, C, D 個別に別信号スクール